Joining me here and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are going to be ranking every Death Stranding 2 on the beach character. Man, I'm so excited to do this, and also I'm kind of nervous because this is going to be really hard. This is going to be really hard because if you guys don't know, I did review Death Stranding 2 on the channel. I have a gameplay video out and everything. This is a fantastic game. This is, in my opinion, a 10 out of 10 game. This is now like my second favorite game of all time. I absolutely loved this game. This is one of the best experiences I've ever had playing a game, and I'm experiencing it just again in my second playthrough. I'm absolutely loving this game, and one of the best parts of it, in my opinion, is the insane cast of characters. There is, on this list, I have 14 characters. There's some more in the game that I didn't even put in here, but one guideline I'm putting is they have to, like, actually have a performance, not just characters. So the Red Samurai, you know, the cat, Charlie is not going to be in this list because those aren't truly I mean, they are characters, but you get what I'm trying to say. They don't really have a performer or a performance behind them. So I'm going over every, major character in this game. So that's what we were doing. Really excited, really nervous, but I have my list here. I don't love it because, to be honest, I really enjoy almost every single character. There are two characters I'm not really crazy about, but every other character, man, I just really love. This is one of my favorite cast characters ever. So we're gonna do it, but thank you guys for tuning into this video. If you guys love video games, doesn't matter what you love. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Doesn't matter what you love. PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, third-party, PC, VR, indie, whatever it may be. Consider subscribing, share with your friends. We cover video games daily on this channel, and we love to talk about it. And thank you guys for the support, especially supporting this video. There's so many things to be excited for. Gaming is awesome right now. But without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started ranking every character in Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Before we get started, I want to point out there is going to be spoilers. So, I mean, talking about all these characters, some of these characters you probably don't even know are in the game unless you've played all the way through. So, there is going to be spoilers. You have been warned. Click off now. Play the game and then come back, But anyway, let's go ahead. Let's get started. Coming in 14th place is the President. The President, who is played by Alistair Duncan. I do believe is how you pronounce his name. Good performance from him for what he's given. This is one of those characters where as soon as you meet him, you kind of just know he's gonna be a big corporate bad guy who is behind the whole thing, pulling strings, stuff like that, and that's what he ends up being. He's not really given much backstory. He's kind of just there to set up the main mission of the whole game, and then to kind of be a plot twist that helps turn things into disaster, right? That is his character. He doesn't have very much emotional weight to him. He doesn't have very many cool moments, I would say. He is generally just a plot device, but a good one at that. I wouldn't say he's a bad character. He's just a character. He's just there to help progress this game's story, and he does a good job at that. Like I said, the performance, the voice acting was great on him, and you do have some moments with him at the end which are just some cool moments because you get some cool character moments, not necessarily from him specifically, but people interacting with him. So overall, decent character, but for me just is one I could really care less about in terms of who I really liked in this cast. And then coming in 13th place is the Doctor, played by Deborah Wilson. What an actress, man. She's in everything, man. She's in everything, and she does a great job in everything. Again, great performance from her. I love the role she plays in this because she plays kind of a new, interesting, unique twist on the world where number one, she has these like backwards hands. So like one of her hands is like backwards in a way. I think that's really neat. But one thing that they do is they introduce a new, I don't even know the word to help describe this. They introduce a new method and technique in this game that helps kind of further develop the whole baby plot in Death Stranding, the BB. Yeah, I'm trying to explain this. If you haven't played the game and you kind of just want to see my ranking, trying to explain this in English terms. The BBs, basically, she has the ability to take a baby out of the womb without making them go through birth and then place them in pods and then put them back in the womb. Like, I know that's crazy. I know it's like the craziest explanation you've ever heard in your life, but I'm serious. Again, really cool character. I really like how they like her concept and her idea, how she is in the plot. Again, I just don't think they do enough with her. We didn't really get backstory for her. We didn't really get many very much emotional connection. I think they tried with the emotional connection with her, because she does play a character that, by her nature and by the role she plays and, you know, what she does in the game, it's kind of just a sensitive topic to a lot of characters and a lot of people, I'm sure. So I think they tried to going there, but I feel like they didn't give her specifically anything to get attached to. But nonetheless, great performance and really cool character nonetheless. Becoming him in 12th place. And this is where I start hating this list, because 12th place, I genuinely love all these characters. Like, I genuinely love all these characters. So when I tell you that Death Stranding 2 is one of the best casting groups of characters ever, I am not capping, because I'm about to go through 12 characters in one game that I genuinely love. Who I have at 12, I think could easily be a top 3 character. You can easily make the argument. I really do think so. For me, I have to go off of completely personal bias, like just how did I get attached to him, right? And so for me, number 12, I hate it, but it's Tarman. Tarman, man, the voice actor behind it, I'm not sure. I think George Miller is the appearance of him, of Tarman, but the voice actor is someone different. I loved the dude's voice. The dude's voice is so, it's honestly kind of satisfying, because I'm pretty sure he has that really strong Australian accent. He plays kind of the, like, pilot of the whole team, right? And I mean, the whole character group in this game is a team. It's like Mass Effect, kind of. You have like a whole squad of everybody has their roles to play. He drives the big ship in the game, but also he's like a doctor, and like he knows a lot of science and information about one of the biggest substances in this game, being tar. And he does have a great scene. A lot of characters in Death Stranding, if you guys know the IP Death Stranding, there will always be a big scene with like a big backstory story beat for a character, and those are always some of the best parts about Death Stranding. Tarman has a really good one with his son involved, and I really like that. For me, I just, towards the end of the game, I didn't have a huge personal attachment to him. And that's really what it just comes down to. I love his performance. I love the role he plays. I love some of the scenes and things he was given. And I really just love everything about this character, except I just didn't get super personally attached to him towards the latter half of the game. And that's really the only reason he's this low. Everything else I think is great. So yeah, next, number 11. Again, I hate to see him this low, but it just has to be that way, and that is Dollman. Dollman, again, love the role he plays. I mean, you're gonna hear me say it a lot. I love the role he plays. He basically is Mimir from God of War, just in Death Stranding 2. He is funny. He is lighthearted. He is a true friend, you know. He's just a true friend in this game, and he helps make moods better sometimes. The only reason he's this low is, again, I just didn't have the biggest personal attachment to him, but then also he can get a little bit annoying. Just because there are parts where you're like, where you fell over or you're getting shot at, and he's like, Sam, you're getting shot at. It's like, yeah, no dirt, okay, I get it. Like, yeah, he plays that role. Like, if you guys have ever had that feeling in a game with like a companion or something, he plays that role. But again, he's such a cool character. He has some great scenes, great moments. He really helps drive the plot, and you know, I really enjoy him as a character. I am a little bit more attached to him than Tarman, just because I spend more time with him in the game, and I feel like that's very fair. But again, that's why he's this low. Just wasn't really that personally attached to him, even though I really loved him as a character. So There it is. This is where we start getting to really juicy characters. Don't take that the wrong way. Number 10 is Lucy. Lucy, I really wanted more from Lucy. And I say that not because I don't feel like they gave her enough. They gave her plenty. They gave her plenty, and they gave her a lot. And the things that they gave us were so good, I wanted more. I feel like all the other characters did get more, and I feel like do play a more... Actually, I wouldn't even say more important role. More important role in terms of narrative and, your like gameplay, but in terms of the actual like plot and the actual story, Lucy plays a major role, and I love that about it. And I think Lucy really shines in that last couple hours of the game, because a lot of the story unfolds in those last couple hours, and Lucy plays a huge part in that story. And so for me, I really loved Lucy, and I really wanted to love Lucy more because the things that we were getting from her were great. I, again, don't feel like we got enough, even though we did get a lot, and what we did get was really, really great. So for me, I really enjoyed this character. But I really, really did. Is it going to be an old-timer character for me? No, just because I don't feel like she had enough to really make that big of an impact. But the things that she was in, fantastic. Her actress was Alyssa Jung. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, so I apologize. But yeah, phenomenal performance and great character nonetheless. Coming in at 9th place, again, I hate that he is this low. Because, man, in my head, when I think about him, I'm like, man, this is one of my favorite characters in the game. But then I think of all the other characters, like, maybe he's not. Deadman. Deadman is coming in at 9. And I think one big reason why he's number 9 is, number 1, I wish we got more. And I get the role he plays in this game, so I get why we didn't get more, especially because at the beginning of the game, he kind of dies in a way. But he comes back multiple times, and he plays big parts in some big story beats. There is one story decision that they took with Deadman that I did not like, which I feel like is why he's a little bit lower on my list. And that is, he is originally revealed to be controlling the Red Samurai. I was just, I don't know, it just didn't hit me right. That story decision didn't hit me right. I'm really glad they ended up swerving the stick with that whole plot, being Higgs is actually in control of the Red Samurai. What I really liked with Deadman was the little twist of him controlling Hartman at sometimes. I really like that. But for me, Deadman has some of the best emotional moments here, just because he was one of the main characters in the first game, and you just have such an attachment to him just based off of that. And then he gets some great moments in this one, and it kind of is that reuniting feeling and send-off feeling in a lot of ways. So he has so many great moments, and I love him as a character. I just feel like in this game, compared to everybody else, it's so hard to put him above, but it's so hard to put him below too. So man, it just sucks. This is one of the worst videos I've ever made. I'm saying it right now, man. This just sucks. But what a game. What a game, man. Coming in, I think we're at number 8. So kicking off the top 8, we have Hartman. Hartman is one of my favorite characters of the first game. Probably my favorite character of the first game, honestly. I really, really loved Hartman. Again, I just wish he had more. I wish we got some more, like, story cutscenes with him. Like, I'm not talking, like, story cutscenes where, like, oh, we're further in plot. I mean, like, character development scenes where we get to see some of his backstory, we get to see some of his personal life. I really wish we got to see more of that, because he's such an interesting character. Was one of the coolest backstories I've ever heard, and one of the most interesting gimmicks I've ever seen, where he basically dies every 21 minutes and he stays dead for 3 minutes and then he comes back. It's just such an insane character, and there's so much to do with him, and he's so funny, and he's so charismatic, and his performance, Darren Jacobs, just incredible stuff, and I'm so glad he came back for the second one. And yeah, he has great moments, but again, I just think other characters are better. That's really it. This is not even a thing of this character has bad things about them. It's just the other characters have even better things about them. So it just has to be that way. Coming in 7th place, character that I didn't think would be in the game, but man, did he be in the game, and that is Die Hardman. Wow, this dude, he has some moments. He has some moments that are gonna live rent free in my head, but also, to me, the reason I love Die Hardman so much in this game is I feel like this is the best comeback character of the game. I was not the biggest fan of him in Death Stranding 1. I just found his character kind of flat in Death Stranding 1. Boy, did they let Die Hardman just run loose in this game. They let him have comedy. They let him have character. They let him have story beats. They let him have wild stuff in this game. And it delivered. It absolutely delivered. Again, not again. The only reason he's not higher is he shows up really, really late. And so you don't get to spend majority of the game with him. So I feel like it's hard to be as personally attached to somebody who doesn't get as much screen time. But man, when he shows up, does he just steal your heart? Like, he's just so fun. And he's so just fun to watch and be around in the game. Yeah, fantastic character. Die Hardman killed it in Death Stranding 2. Absolutely loved it. And kicking off number 6, I actually have Sam here. Sam Porter Bridges, the main character of the game. You know, in Death Stranding 1, I really love Sam. Sam is probably, I mean, he's up there with one of my favorite characters in the first one. And Sam in this game, I think, is an improvement. But I don't feel like he's at as much of an improvement. I feel like the biggest problem I have with Sam in this game is there was too much wasted potential with Sam. The things he does, the lines he says, the scenes he have are great. I feel like they could have just done more. I feel like he doesn't talk enough, which is the main problem. He doesn't talk enough. But 2, I don't feel like they give him enough reaction to things. He kind of just sits there and like makes faces and then maybe says 1 or 2 lines, and you see it. There are moments where Norman Reedus is acting and Norman Reedus is doing the things that you would expect. I just feel like, you know, him being the main character, there is a lot of scenes with him, and I feel like not every time are we getting what we probably could have. That being said, he is still such a just relatable character. He is such a just, you can't help but root for him. You can't help but feel the pain he's going through. And they take a really interesting approach with his character theme, you know, tackling the idea of loss, and the loss of a child is super deep. And so I really love what they do with Sam. I just really wish we got more. But all that is there is still really great, and it's hard not to be super personally attached to the main character of a game. So that's why he is this high. But kicking off our top 5, dude, when I say these are some top tier characters, I'm telling you, these are some top tier characters. Kicking off number 5, Rainey. Rainey is such a beautiful character. The music that plays every time she has a moment, the story that unfolds every time she has a moment, the way that they just continuously build on the character who has such a sad state of she can't give birth to a baby who is just kind of stuck there. It's so sad, but then also her backstory scene that she got in episode 4, I believe, is so good. And it tackles another just really deep topic of, you know, people being afraid of something that is truly a gift, and they just cast you out, and people are just so cruel to you. And it's so sad because then you learn how just special of a character she is with her power. In Death Stranding, the world, there's a thing called timefall, which is rain. The rain that basically fast forwards things in time by like 100 times faster, right? Well, Rainey's power is within I forget the exact number, but I want to say like a 1 meter radius around her, the rain will actually rewind time. And I think that is so cool. And they just do a great job with her. My only wish list for her is that I wish she had some bigger moments towards the end. But even then, she just has such payoff, such great performance. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Great, phenomenal character. Kicks off our top 5. Number 4, we have Neil. Neil is basically the Mads Mikkelsen character of Death Stranding 2, which is kind of the main antagonist, but at the same time, not really. He is one of the main antagonists, who kind of turns out to not be, right? I think Mads Mikkelsen character, I personally probably, at the end of the day, probably enjoyed Mads Mikkelsen's character a little bit more. I feel like he had more of an important role to play. But I love the things that Neil has and does in this game so much. I think he is so cool. He is so exciting every time he's on screen. For the whole game, you want to know what is up with this dude. Luca Marinelli, hopefully that's how you pronounce his name. His performance is outstanding. He just has some of the coolest scenes. He has some of the best scenes. He has some of the best moments. And when his story truly unfolds at the end, you just can't help but be so interested and so engaged with what's going on. I really am such a fan of this character. I wish we got more of him throughout the game rather than just those specific segments and that, final few hours. But I understand he's playing a character that very similar to the first one. I just think on the emotional level, I didn't quite hit as hard as Mads Mikkelsen character, but from a just really enjoy character level, man, he absolutely delivered. He's so cool, and he's awesome. Yeah. But kicking off our top 3, dude, these characters, they are freaking phenomenal. Number 3, I have Fragile. I really wanted to put Fragile too, but there's just another character that I just really fell in love with a little bit more. Fragile, to me, is the biggest emotional character in the game. When you talk emotional moments, when you talk emotional weight, when you talk about a performance that really carries the heart behind this story, to me, Fragile is that. Fragile really, in my opinion, has a huge upgrade from the first game. I really loved Fragile in the first game, but in this game, I think she just outclassed herself, honestly. Fragile has great story beats, great moments, great lines, great ideas, great concepts, and they just deliver on her from start to finish. Every episode, she's having something new and something exciting that you can't help but just be like, man, Fragile is so awesome. She's given a lot of cool technology, and she plays a role where she is the leader of this group. And to me, I think Death Stranding 1 is obviously Sam's story. Death Stranding 2 is Fragile's story. This is Fragile's game. You just don't play as her, unfortunately. And I think it shows. Fragile, while it's not directly and solely her responsibility for this, Fragile is largely responsible for the moment that I've cried harder to any video game than ever before. There is a moment in this game where I cry harder than I've ever cried before in a video game. And part of it is because of Fragile's performance and Fragile's role that she had in the story. It just hits. And Leah Seydoux, man, freaking fantastic job. Coming in second place, though, I have Tomorrow, played by Elle Fanning. One of the coolest freaking characters I've ever seen in a game. And that is why she's here. She doesn't have as big of an emotional impact as I do for Fragile, which is the reason I was really debating between 2 and 3. Number 1 is solidified. Easy. But 2 and 3, I was really juggling around because Tomorrow is so freaking cool, but then Fragile has so much emotion behind it. to me, I still get a lot of emotion with Tomorrow because she does play a huge role in this game. And in a way, she is that big mystery character throughout the whole game. And once it's revealed that, you know, she is who she is, the daughter of Sam, and the ending is what really carries me to really love this character, because to me, that is the future of Death Stranding, is Tomorrow. Tomorrow is the future of Death Stranding. I know that's a wild sentence to say. I just got so excited seeing Tomorrow in that Porter outfit and her narrating over the end. But her fight scenes in this game are the coolest fight scenes. Dude, oh, they are so good. They are so good and so fun and exciting. I just can't help but just truly love this character. So for me, I did give the edge a little bit to Tomorrow, but Fragile, Tomorrow are both fantastic, freaking phenomenal characters. But even then, they don't compare to what I think is the best character in this game. My number one goes to Higgs, played by the GOAT, Troy Baker. I've said it before and I've said it multiple times, so I'm going to say it again. Troy Baker, not only as Higgs, is the best character in this game. It is one of the best performances I've ever seen in a video game ever, period. Point blank, squashed. It is insane what they let Troy Baker do. The lines, the delivery, the story beats, the excitement, the cool factor, the sad factor, the weird factor, everything about this character screams, yes, video games. Let's go. There are moments where you're just like, what are they about to do next? And they just exceed it every single time with this character. And what's so great, and probably why I love this character so much in this game, is Higgs was my least favorite character in Death Stranding 1. Not because he was a bad character. They just did not give him enough in Death Stranding 1. In this game, they did the opposite. They let Troy Baker run rampant with Higgs. He sings, he dances, he kills, he cries, he laughs, he yells, he fights, he runs, he stands still, he does everything. Like, he literally just does everything in this game. And my gosh, is he so cool. His electric guitar is one of my favorite weapons now in a video game. Like, are you kidding me? It's so cool. Yeah, he just has moments that I mean, he is the character where I can vividly, clearly see every single scene that he is in this game, because every time he is on screen, he steals gaming. Not even just that game. He just steals gaming every time he's on that screen. I know I sound like a glazer, but Krispy Kreme donuts, we in there. One of the best performances I've ever seen in a video game. I'm going to say it now. I truly think he is going to win Best Performance at the Game Awards. This is finally going to be the year. The GOAT, Troy Baker, who has played some of the most iconic, most roles in video games ever. This is finally going to be the time where he wins his Best Performance Game Award. I truly think this is the moment, because what he did here is nothing short of masterful. Absolutely amazing. But there you have it. That's my rankings for all the Death Stranding 2 characters. I know it was a long one. I know it's a lot. I know there's a lot of hot takes in here. But, man, what a game. The characters are a huge part of that. And let me know in the comments what would be your guys' ranking. What do you think of my ranking? Let me know. But anyway, appreciate all the support you guys give me, especially supporting this video. But I'll see you in the next one. Johnny Moore out. Peace.